While the U.S. boundary monitoring agents utilized teardrop gas versus migrants searching refuge at the southern boundary, it was a top-profile occurrence in a 10 years how has seen growing use of teardrop gas about the planet. On the shallow, Noor and Terry Burns Dong T include lot in overall. The X is a 28-year-old undergraduate at Cambridge, receive a extent in ecological preservation how he plans to use behind household in Cairo, Egypt. The last sells grass ornaments and homebrew vegetable culture out of her building in the hilly farmlands of Jamestown, Pennsylvania, people 617. They've never welcomed. But Noor and Burns are related by the world trading in non-lethal arms, a increasing production how break in the headlines while refuge seekers were teardrop gassed as they tested to crucifix the US-Mexico boundary. Noor's at first cooperation in the gun was on January 25, 2011, the at first day the Egyptian rebellion took conduct in Cairo's Tahrir box. At 20-year ancient, same D been at policy demonstrations up, but same D never seen the lot human beings in the gateway and never a team the various. The routine use of teardrop gas, how was new too much. At the start, it was welcome nearly incurious, will the gas vary do you scream? Noor told. Receive gassed by safety forces hard to scatter the protesters didn't fare do him coughing and scream, although it done his belly squeeze up. He saw other undergo of, several bring down to the land, convulsing. I mind it was named teardrop natural gas, I had no concept it was named suffocate you to die and run about sightlessly natural gas, he told. Safety forces gassed protesters on the at first day of the rebellion and extended for months. Noor done it his mission statement to try and choose up the teardrop gas canisters and cast them off of the crowds, tiring a heavy gauntlet he driven to Tahrir box fair for the goal. He got to aware the canisters so. This teardrop gas canisters type of sea love baking soda cans of a range, silvery, circle, he told. A game operation for several human beings for the clashes was to choose up these teardrop gas canisters and recite who is the nation how has given these arms to try and murder us. So, oh, see, the is us teardrop natural gas, or, the is UK teardrop natural gas, or, oh no, they're inexpensive, and they're with China teardrop gas currently, they wish to murder us. Several of the canisters, he noted, drill the Mark Behalf Combination Tactics System, an address in Jamestown, Pennsylvania and the speech done in the USA. Combination Tactics System is a mark of the Business Combination System, Inc., one of the planet's guideline manufacturers of teardrop natural gas. The container had go of their factory, fair apart mile over Terry Burns' household on a Nation Way, on an time and apart polar of Pittsburgh. On at low one event, Burns told, and crash at the factory leaked teardrop gas on her characteristic. It was a puff of fume upcoming our path, she told. Thou could speak it was thing so extraordinary, hazardous, if you wish to tell. Burns was fleeing a kindergarten out of her household at the period. Schools were briefed not to let family household before the puff had purified, so Burns and the guys fair waited, vague. I didn't aware which to make, she told. Random teardrop gas releases love how one include been uncommon in Jamestown, but down there include been repeated fires at the factory above the year and testing explosions can be heard repeated times a date. The factory doesn't fare testing teardrop natural gas, but as well some mob monitoring devices love fume bombs and tire bullets. Yet, Burns is joyful it's there. It's fair love whatever else, human beings don't wish it in their backyard, told Burns. Is it superior for our region? Perhaps. It brings in tax dollar and occupation. Non-lethal arms are a multi-billion-dollar-a-year industry and the production seems to be increasing. The production could be cost more than rather than $9 billion by 2022, on to Union Marketplace Study, a business how does production prediction. CSI supplies not just Egypt, but as well Israel, Bahrain and U.S. Police Force departments, love the one in Ferguson, Missouri. On to Pardon World and Domestic Letters published by the Egypt freelance paper, Combination System, Inc. sent tens of thousands of rounds of teardrop gas to the Egyptian by the government among 2011 and 2013, though as the crackdown on protesters became more than fatal, the clearance versus teardrop gas grew as more than was shipped to the nation. Following a especially cruel episode of clashes in 2011, dock workers in Suez rejected a delivery of teardrop gas of CSI, proverb they did not wish to take part in future ache or die. Nearly anywhere how we see images of big-scale outcry, we will see on the gateway a combination system, Inc. food, told Anna Feigenbaum, who wrote a volume on the story of teardrop natural gas. It's a overall behalf for a household of chemistry irritants, not in fact gases, but penalty powders spread by hairspray or spray. Teardrop gas doesn't fair do your eyes water supply, it causes a flaming feeling, challenge respiratory, trunk ache and leather annoyance. It can conduct to sickness and vomit. It's deliberate a chemistry gun. Advanced by the France about WWI, teardrop gas was seen as less than fatal rather than mustard gas and some chemistry arms. Germany, the US and some countries rapidly copied it. While the war ended, all these chemists and chemistry companies had been recruited in the war force, Feigenbaum told. Down there was the wish to go on these industries for time of peace. In the US, it was marketed as war gases for time of peace utilize. Companies like DuPont Chemistry began to make the gas and marketplace it to police force departments and imprisonment for revolt monitoring. The 1993 Chemistry Arms Convention prohibited the use of teardrop gas in warfare, but lot countries, consisting the US, yet expand it versus national uprisings and strife. World, the use of teardrop gas seems to be on the growth, but governments don't path its use so receive difficult numbers can be hard. Companies don't speak their profits, but at the trading conferences how Feigenbaum visited, they designed increase this complaint by the production is how the production is increasing, how for 2011 wherever we had massive world outcry, how turnover in teardrop gas in fact tripled, how we're ongoing to see marketplace increase especially in East Africa, in the Hindu-Indian subcontinent, so, in places wherever down there's continuing dispute, and wherever down there's less than world and domestic regulatory, how we've got increasing markets, Feigenbaum told. How increase has been a blessing for Jamestown, Pennsylvania. Combination System, Inc. set up store down there in 1995. Before CSI Outdoor up, down there weren't lot jobs in the region, told Jamestown City Justice CEO Michael Riley. We utilized to include a lumberyard, 2 lumberyards at one period, he told. Down there was perhaps 10 gas stations, 2 railway stations in city, tracks departure polar, southward, east and western. All how is lost. So, currently, we include which we include, and down there's not lot there. Present, down there's several travel-related business communities since of a neighboring country garden. Down there's a plant how makes color. And later down there's CSI, that employs about 230 human beings. Thing love how was fair a finding for a lot of human beings, Riley told. In the region, down there's fair not the job down there utilized to be. We'll get whatever how comes in fair to do human beings involved. CSI did not answer to customer request for an interviewing. Workers at the factory say the jobs don't pay so, less than rather than $10 an time. Workers include been injured in accidents informed in regional click in 2012, 2013 and 2015. At low 4 persons factory fires include been informed in the recent 15-year. Yet, Riley says CSI is nice for the society and how it's essential job. Down there's a lot of times, love in Israel while they use their non-lethal bullets and their tire bullets and their gas and how material, largest of the period it comes of there, he told. Largest of the human beings tell, yes, we made how, we put how along, we shipped it. Down there's a slight bit of honor in how. Creature how it's non-lethal, how's though superior. Sit heel up, and specialist in non-lethal arms who has serviced more than rather than 30 years in the Sea Reserves and the Los Angeles Shire Sheriff's Division, has done it his lifetime's mission statement to growth non-lethal options for law coercion and war. Sames though helping evolve several, love a warmth ray how makes a man sense love they've been scalded in hot water supply. Teardrop gas has been a finding in how it's really non-lethal, he told. It's really hard to murder someone. Still, teardrop gas isn't his favorite stock option. An ideally non-lethal gun, he says, would be picky. It could be utilized to goal fare one man out of a mob. It wouldn't changing the ambience or include protracted effects. The identical dose would job on nobody, independently of their year, amount, or public health statute. It would dwell up, substantially, to an waiting set by celebrity journey, that goes, kit phasers to deafen. Teardrop gas fails in all of such respects. I don't love it, it has all various of problems, Heel Up told. It's not an ideally. It's fair superior rather than the option. Human beings overlook, the norm is not improvement. The norm is the option, and lot times, the option is deadly strength. But protesters include dead of teardrop gas, in Egypt, in Gaza Strip, in Bahrain. Several dead of suffocation, while gas was fired in too concentration a dosage in too little a area. And several dead of the canisters themselves. Nor one self-consumable days in the clinic following creature affected by a container fare over his leftward sight. Occasionally the teardrop gas was creature fired chief on, to get human beings in the chief, to get human beings in the crotch. The was a overall experience, nor told. Heel Up says how's a outcome of with the gun wrong, canisters really be designed how path. Feigenbaum, who wrote the volume on teardrop natural gas, waste how. This concept how a gun can be non-lethal is absurd, she told. To say how thing that was intended to reason touch torment and cause ache, how we aware has inflicted a lot of die, and how its actual world use reveals it to be thing how readily can be deadly, tool surely how inviting it non-lethal should not be legislative. Heel Up says the regulation non-lethal and less than deadly get utilized alternately in the production, and he admits how's disconcerting. But he says it boils downward to intention. These arms are intended to be less than potential to murder. It's very disappointing in the feeling how our top efforts are not just marginalized but ridiculed and despised, he told. We are seen as apathetic, at top, and wrong, at lowest. Yet, taking into account actual world deaths, Feigenbaum weighs the really concept of less than lethality in weapon. Explanation to me which a less than deadly die is, she told. Which does how indicate, to die in a less than deadly path. Governments don't path loss of life by teardrop natural gas, so down there's no way of knowledge how lot human beings include dead of it. In terror box, thousands dead in some ways, annihilated by safety forces. The rebellion ended, the gas scattered, but though currently, nor says he has conflicted memories of how period. Which I'm on to explain currently, might audio masochist, but following a time occasionally you skip the natural gas, he told. For the rebellion, he took household a container and soldered it in a pouch. And later, each one day in a time, he would get the bag out and get a smell or couple, fair to recall. If I had to explain it, I'd say it smells love devil's fragrance, nor told. He says it's spicy, but how's not quite. Others say it's sour or smells a bit love acetum. Lifetime is in fact on-faced die routinely, nor told. Or the odor of teardrop gas was an instantaneous remind of how